Today, on Be Something Wonderful, how to make anyone fall madly in love with you. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning and welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. It's a big video today because it was a weekend filled with questions about manifesting love, creating love in your life, manifesting a specific person. And what really capped it off, what really motivated me to create this video for you this morning is because all of the videos, remember, are not just about manifesting any one specific thing or person. They're about creating everything in your life. The message always is that the identity of who you are, what you're conscious of being, creates your entire life experience. But specifically, I wanted to talk about a specific person or love because of all those questions. And I think one of you even said, Tom, can you make more specific person manifesting videos? We have a lot. We have a big playlist. Check out the playlist on the channel. But the reason I'm creating this one is because it really is about manifesting and creating anything in your life. And the conversation that I had early evening, which motivated me to look at other specific person manifesting videos that I've created, was said, Tom, you really moved me. I go, but what moved you? That's the question. Why is your SP now knocking down your door, professing their love for you? What changed, right? And this is what I want to talk about today, because with this friend of mine, she said, well, I remember the conversation we had. This was not a session, this was just a conversation. Just like I had with this other one that I was talking about on yesterday's video. And back when we had a conversation, she goes, I just want my specific person, or she used a name, I just don't want to use the name, right? To fall madly in love with me. And I said, you don't get it. Everyone falls madly in love with you. Your love itself, that total identity. I'm not talking about the focused identity that believes that her specific person and no one else falls madly in love with you. I'm talking about the identity that knows that everyone falls in love with you. That total identity, that complete you. Then she goes, and we talked, and she goes, that's it. That's going to be my mantra. Everyone falls in love with me. I go, perfect. But not from the identity, not from that limited identity, that limited focused identity that believes that her specific person is not madly in love with you, but from the total identity, looking out through the eyes of that specific focused or localized point of consciousness that you call your personality. Stay with me here. This is really powerful movement. So I started looking at that conversation, and I went through other videos. And I go, what's the thread? What's the common thread of those that are living the life of their dreams with the love of their life, that their specific person is knocking down their door, is professing their love? It's the complete self-concept manifesting technique that I want to call it. This is really was created last night, or this idea. It's nothing new to what we're talking about, but that's what I want to call it. The total self-concept manifesting technique, right? This person, this friend of mine, she got flowers, phone calls, compliments. She was in line shopping, and they would open up lines just for her. They would pick her out of the line to come up front, to be the first in the new line. Everything was unfolding. She was seeing love from every corner, right? And we had this conversation early. It was one of our earlier conversations, and about the idea of jumping timelines. She goes, I just want to jump to the timeline where my specific person is madly in love with me. But you're not jumping timelines. That's just an idea, right? You hear this. You are all timelines. You are all identities. You don't have to jump or go anywhere, right? The idea that you have to jump a timeline creates separation, creates this idea that you're going to make something happen. You're going to move to some reality where they love you. You're already there. And she incorporated the 2 to 3 second imaginal scene or affirmation or assumption that everyone always falls madly in love with me. Because you are all realities. That total being that you are is just all love. So everyone is always falling in love with you because you're a multidimensional being. You're every possibility. Do you see it? So you're every version where everything and everyone falls in love with you, where lines are open, where flowers are given to you, where phone calls are made, where you're getting compliments. Right? And remember, not with just one, everyone falls madly in love with me, but not just with one, what you see as a limited self-concept. Because a one limited self-concept always seems uncertain. It always seems shaky. Right? It's not with that one limited self-concept of you, whatever that is. Right? Because there are infinite versions of that limited self-concept. But with the total you as all identities, you as one superimposed over another being, all those identities, one superimposed another, focused in the physical experience through one specific personality or viewpoint, or vantage point, or perspective, what you call your personality. But still, hear this, it's all of you. Still, that limited, what you call that limited personality, what we call that limited self-concept, is still all of you. There's absolutely no separation. It's the complete self-concept or the total self-concept manifesting technique. That's the difference. When I went through the stories, the ones that were living that life, the ones that manifested had this idea, even though it wasn't even stated explicitly, that it's the total them that was manifesting it, not the limited one. They're not trying to jump timelines or do any quantum tricks. You're a quantum being. You don't have to do tricks. You're always shifting and moving and changing. So it's all of you. This is powerful here. Every viewpoint. This is what she says. I literally can make anyone fall in love with me. I know now. Thank you. Yeah, she does know now. So let's go to this idea. And I plucked this question from the channel or maybe the team sent it to me that it was on the Facebook group. My question is, if I am my ideal version, but still have an assumption that my specific person or SP doesn't want to be with me, do I need to change my assumption about them also? Well, here's the thing. Then you're not the ideal version of you. Do you see it? When you say, if I'm my ideal version, but I still have an assumption that my SP doesn't want to be with me, then you're not your ideal version. You're some version where you're the version that with whom your SP doesn't want to be. Do you see it? It's not about them, it's about you. It's about the total you. How could they not want to be with you, the total you? Because there's infinite versions of you, one superimposed over the other, looking out through this perspective. But you're looking out through a perspective that, but I have an assumption they don't want to be with me. But then you're not the ideal you. The ideal you is the total you. Yes, still looking out from some certain viewpoint or perspective, but with the knowing that everyone falls head over heels for you. Everyone falls in love, madly in love with you. That's the difference. Changing the assumption, you're just trying to make surface changes at the surface. Be that person, then your assumptions change. Yes, you can change your assumptions, which also can change who you are. But be that person, right? You have it, be the version with whom your SP wants to be and for whom is knocking down their door to love you. They're knocking down your door to love you. Your assumptions about them are just a manifestation, a reflection, a projection, an effect, a consequence of who you're choosing to be. Hear it again. That assumption, but I still have an assumption of my SP doesn't want to be with me. Well, that assumption is just a manifestation. It's just a reflection. It's just a projection. It's an effect, a consequence of who you're choosing to be. It's not about changing an assumption of someone or something out there. It's about assuming who you are. And then out there will reflect that. Because there's no out there. There's just you. That's powerful, right? Remember, you're the one that put them there. Because there's no out there. You put everything there. So this is big today. I wanted to hit that idea. So remember, an improved self-concept is not a requirement, a condition, or a prerequisite to manifest your specific person knocking down your door, proclaiming their love for you. It's not a requirement, a prerequisite, or a condition to manifest anything. Whether it's love, whether it's perfect health, whether it's money, whether it's the house or the job or relationships with your colleagues or family. None of it is. It's all an effect or consequence of knowing and being aware of your greater identity as the one and only creator and source of all that you desire. You are love itself, the total you, the total identity, the complete you, looking out through some specific vantage point or viewpoint, but it doesn't make you any less than all that you already are. So stop trying to prop up, fix, and improve a version or self-concept of you that's not broken. It's not broken. It's simply not your choice or preference to think like that anymore, to remember yourself like that anymore, to be like that anymore. Remember it differently, see it through the total you, the complete you. You don't lose your personality or your individualized focus. You don't lose anything. You're forevermore all of these identities, all that is. So this is powerful. It's not about improving or changing your self-concept. Rather, it's always about choosing. There you are. This blue guy here, this solid blue guy or gal, that's your localized, physically focused personality or self-concept. But it doesn't need fixing. It doesn't need repairing. It doesn't need improving. It doesn't need changing. You don't have to get rid of it. It's all of you. Infinite identities, one superimposed over another. It's the total you. Looking out from some vantage point or viewpoint, but it doesn't make you any less than all that you are. Be all of you. Be that infinite you. Remember, the physical experience is less than 0.1% of all experience as all that is. But it doesn't mean you're less than 1% of all that you are. You're all that you are, creating this physical experience, this specific viewpoint. Your localized, physically focused personality, self-concept, that limitless awareness, limiting itself to experience a unique perspective, a unique vantage point or viewpoint of all that you are, or all that is. It's not broken or in need of improvement. It's just focused on and as 0.00001% of all that is. But it doesn't mean it's less than all that is. You're never less than all that you are. So all your self-concepts are you, entangled, superimposed, as we talked about the science of it, right? All of them, it's all of you, everybody and everything all at once. It's the hologram. It doesn't require changing or rejecting or invalidating or fixing. It's none of that. You're all of it. You're that one being entangled with all other beings. That one being in infinite personalities, infinite identities, infinite viewpoints, one superimposed over another. You're everything, everywhere, all at once. You are that holographic being of all that is. Where any identity is at all identities are. And like a hologram, no matter how much you cut it up, how small the piece is, it contains the whole image. Just like your identities. No matter what focus viewpoint you're looking out through, it's all of you. That's your holographic nature. That's your entangled nature. That's your superimposed nature of all that you are. That's powerful. It's not about self-love. I know that's the cliche. That's what people have learned to say, right? That's why you see that on so many channels and so many guru coaches talking about it. You've got to love yourself. You've got to love yourself first. Yeah, but you are love, right? But that's the cliche based on a fundamental truth of being that you are all identities. You are love. You can't help but not loving yourself. I am is self-love. No matter what vantage point or viewpoint you're seeing that I am, it's all love. Do you see it? You are unconditionally loved because you are unconditional love. I am awareness with a certain physical focus. That doesn't make you any less than the complete, absolute, unconditional love that you are. That focus, that vantage point. That's the true meaning of unconditional love. That's why in Scripture, in 1 John 4:19, it says, we love because he first loved us. Because we are love. Because I am is love. We love because he first loved us. In other words, you are love. Be still and know that I am God. Yes. Whoops. Be still and know that I am God. But as I pointed out on yesterday's video, rather know that you are God and then be still or imagine or not or assume or imagine that love is knocking down your door. In other words, know that you are love. Know that you are that complete being and then imagine it and affirm it and assume it. This is powerful. I want to get to this point today. Stop all the seeking and be the source. Be the love that you already are. Be the love that you always wanted to be and already are and always have been. All that seeking, all that chasing, all that doing. Hear this. This is a huge point I want to make here. All that seeking, all that chasing, all that doing assumes that whatever you want and desire is not present here and now. And therefore, that's the experience you create. Then you assume you're doing something wrong or your self-concept needs improving. And that just amplifies that created experience of non-fulfillment. Do you see it? All of that implies that what you're seeking is not present here and now. That existence is not. And that's impossible. Non-existence doesn't exist. Peace, love, and your wish fulfilled, and your desires manifested, don't come, hear this, don't come from an approved self-concept. An approved self-concept is not source of anything. Rather, your improved self-concept comes from the peace, love, and fulfillment that you already are as source. Wow. I don't think we've ever said it this clearly. The total you, the complete you. Wow. Stop trying to fix yourself. Stop trying to quiet your mind. Stop trying to improve your self-concept. Stop trying to feel better. Stop trying to think better thoughts and putting yourself on mental diets. Stop all the effort and struggle. Stop trying to love yourself and just be love. Be loved. Be loved. Know yourself as that source. Know that all the versions of you and identities through which you project your world this is my voice rising, are the ideal version of you. Wow. All the versions of you, no matter what perspective or viewpoint or vantage point that you're currently holding as a localized point of all that is, as a localized center of the divine mind, as you localize that consciousness that you are, all of them are the ideal version of you because they're you, they're all of you, one superimposed over the other, one entangled with the other. You see this, right? All of that's you. One superimposed. The holographic nature cannot be separated. That entire image is within you. Then choose, so know this, and then choose what you desire to experience physically now. In other words, imagine it, affirm it, and assume it. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. In other words, know that I'm God, and then be still and choose. It's the other way around. I think Rubit Sfera talked about this, the non-dualistic teacher, right? Stillness, meditating, processes, techniques, mental diets don't bring, hear this loud and clear, don't bring you peace, love, and fulfillment. Rather, the peace, love, and fulfillment that you already are brings all of that. Wow. It is source. Wow. We always think I'm going to meditate till I find that peace. The peace, love, and fulfillment is what brings that stillness. It's not the other way around. We have it backwards and upside down. Wow. It's the peace, love, and fulfillment, your I am identity, who you really are, that brings stillness, not the other way around. That's huge. Seeking what's already there, hear this, only creates the experience of it not being there. And it keeps you looking in the opposite direction of where it is, of where everything you want is. So it's not that, we're not saying don't do processes. That's not the message. Don't affirm. That's not the message. Don't imagine. No. Imagine, affirm, create your mantras. But from the idea of first, seek the kingdom. Know yourself as source. Because those techniques don't bring it. It's that viewpoint that brings it all. Stop trying to improve your self-concept. That only creates a self-concept that needs improving. Right? Trying to love yourself only creates an identity and experience of not being loved. Do you see this now? First seek the kingdom. Know that I am God. Then embody and process and do processes or techniques that resonate with you. Affirmations, or robotic or otherwise. Scripting, meditations, guided or otherwise. Do it all as from that viewpoint that you are all of it. All of them are all of you, to focus on your chosen preferred reality and identity that's already there. All the processes, all the techniques, all the scripts, all the things that we talk about, all of them are for you to focus on your chosen and preferred identity. They're to get you to focus in on that's what's already there. That's what all processes and techniques do. They just point your awareness back to what's already within you. They don't create anything. They don't really manifest anything. You do. First, seek that complete, total you. This is powerful. And I had a conversation with one of you. Tom, I did these guided meditations, imagining my specific person and me as light moving toward each other. Right? These were some of the meditations that trend from time to time. They become these main meditations, right? They're trending. Imagine yourself as light. And there's nothing wrong with that. We're going to do a meditation video, just so you know. We're going to do it. This is in the works, right? But it's going to be powerful. It's going to be not like anything you've ever seen before or heard or felt, right? But this whole idea, yeah, you can imagine yourself as white light and they're light in the distance and you're walking towards each other and you embrace. And yeah, your phone might blow up with text messages. All of that may happen. They might call you. And this is what this person said. This is what she did. She imagined as the light moving towards each other and then seeing them crystallize, seeing him appear as a manifested appearance and them coming into focus and all of that. And she goes, I got phone calls and 2 messages the next morning. And we even got together, but it was the same old stuff. He's not sure, that he's not committed, hot and cold, nothing changed, yada. She goes, yada, yada, yada. So yes, of course, with focus, it doesn't matter whether you're imagining it as white light or you're just doing a robotic affirmation. Your phone may blow up or it may not. They may call you or it may not. It doesn't, what changes it? What's the difference? The meditations, the affirmations and processes don't create peace, love, and fulfillment. They're not source of peace, love, and fulfillment. Peace, love, and fulfillment is already there. Everything you want and desire is already there. Be that version of you that you always desired to be. free, in love with life, fulfilled no matter what. Then imagine and affirm, or in other words, choose what identity or reality or experience you desire next, because that's what affirming and imagining and techniques and processes are about. They're about choosing. Choosing what identity, what version of events that you want to experience next as that total, complete being that you are. Your specific person falls head over heels for you when you do. The whole you, the totality of all of you, the whole world falls head over heels for you because it's your world. You create it all. So, everyone falls madly in love with me. A 2 to 3 second imaginal scene, affirmation, or mantra. This is what we're talking about now. This is the technique. Yes, repeat it. Frequently return to it. Feel the emotion, but we're not talking about the temporary 3D emotion of feeling confident in one moment and then shaken the next. Feeling in a good mood and then not in a good mood. Feeling really convinced, but then fearful and doubtful the next minute. We're talking about the conviction that's never shaken, the conviction of all identities, the conviction of the total you. That's the emotion. It's the acceptance the assumption and acceptance that you are all realities, looking out through one specific viewpoint, right? That's all identities with a specific focus on this version of you, reality, and your specific person. Repeat it. Return to it, not because you need to create it, not because God needs it. God heard you. God heard you the first time. But because that's your choice, that's your preference, that's your choice of identity anyway. That's where you want to dwell anyway. So why not return to that? Why not repeat that? Why not feel the conviction of that? You are not the seeker, you are source. Be light about it. Have fun. That's what she did. She just started having fun with this, right? What would God or source do? What would love do? Ask that question, right? What would source do? What would love do? Her specific scene was imagining him walking towards her, smiling while affirming, everyone always falls madly in love with me. So her scene specifically, just because I know you're going to ask, was she was looking at him walking towards her through her eyes, right? Walking towards her and saying to herself, look at him. Everyone falls madly in love with me. Wow. That gave me tingles. What a powerful scene. Look at him. Right? Meaning he's smiling, walking towards her. She's going, everyone falls in love with me. Look at him. Right? That's how to make everyone, the world, manifest love, health, money, houses, jobs, whatever you want, fall madly in love with you. I am your host, Tom Kearin. And this is the Be Something Wonderful studio with higher consciousness. Guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the ambassadors at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, or anywhere on social media. You can find us at Tom Kearin or at Be Something Wonderful. And also for being part of our membership channel if you're a member. We just released a powerful video a few days ago, and we have our next live stream queued up for this Sunday, September 8th, 2024 at 9 a.m. Pacific Time, USA. We're going to have our 10th live stream of the year, of 2024. We're going to come to you live answering your questions and touching on the topics that are important to you, that you've been asking. And we're going to answer your questions in the live as well, in the live chat while you're there. If you're a member, join us. If you're not a member, check out the link below. Creators with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude. This is Tom Kearin here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Until next time, see you soon.